Gets them in and out quicker through the garage.
Yeah, but it is messy when it happens. And I did not want that to happen on 13. I don't know what
Does he
happened
need
there.
to do it a specific time of the year? I mean, like,
Yeah,
in the summer might be better.
Yeah, I'm thinking more like July. You know, when, you know, it helps with the mud it brings up. If it rains, I mean, it settles it down. And you can obviously see that from the rain we had yesterday morning to what, you know, I remember looking at it Saturday and it was very cloudy and now it's almost back to normal. So, you know, my recommendation to him going forward is you got to dive the pond on 13 and you got to come in July. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, I agree with that. $4,500 in the grand scheme of our budget.
It's not a lot,
It's not.
but every little bit helps.
I know, but like everything in our community and what we've done to protect the water quality with, you know, the gas station out front, and then we're letting somebody like stir it up, you know, it's like, I think we just gotta keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
It's not worth $4,500 risking stuff.
I agree with that.
If you're
Also,
unsure.
too, if he's out of fishing, I wonder is there going to be 4,500 balls every time he goes out? Because it's been a couple of years, right, since we
That's a good point.
It's been a year, yeah.
Well, I haven't been playing much golf, so.
Anyway, we don't have
I do my part to add into.
we don't have a signed contract with him, like, you know, it's just a one-shot deal, and we can always look at other avenues.
Okay.
The bathroom on 1415. I know most of you guys have seen what we did on the bathroom between 5 and 6. We've run electricity, ice and water machine. There's hurricane shutters around that now to protect from vandalism. We can do the same thing on between 14 and 15. We've got an electrician, thanks to Adam, one of his guys that works with 239, his company, came in. They're very good electricians, actually. They're fixing some issues we're having in the cart barn that are smaller, but they found a way to run electricity to that bathroom for $4,500. And then we could do the same thing we did between 5 and 6 and putting an ice and water machine there with electric water, and then do the hurricane shutters if you find that necessary there to stave off vandalism.
Yes, definitely shutters.
The upside of that, of course, is the fact that we can do away with the igloo coolers and the liners and the extra time that takes for staff to do that.
How many do we have out there, just 2?
Well, we just recently got rid of the one on 7
7.
because of the bathroom on 6.
Right.
Now we have 4 total. Well, no, because we don't have one at the range. Yeah, we do. We don't have one at the range.
No.
So we got 3 total. 12, 15, and
That's it.
3.
Okay.
So we could-
got 3
We can get rid of
could
those.
physically do away with all of them. Which we have ice and water on 14, 15, 5, 6, and then at the turn.
Right.
That would give.
I think we should
Now,
get,
Not 5.
There will be flip side to it in the fact that the machines will have to be checked for the filters and maintained at that level, but it will add you know, an enhanced look to the golf course.
definitely as with the golf course, and the water would be better.
You know, and now we got the ability to add electricity to the bathrooms themselves for lighting.
Right.
You know, the doors, instead of having battery-operated locks, we can have...
Matter of fact, Gene's sitting in there, and Gene said to me, in fact, could we put a light in the bathroom on 5 and 6? And I don't think it's not a bad idea. Because I've been out there at first thing in the morning. It can be a little dark in there. And when you're, you know, we don't want anybody slipping and falling.
Right. And can we get one of those lights that just,
And we could take the locks
a
off.
motion light?
Yeah. And we could take the locks off the doors. We wouldn't really need those going forward if we have the roll downs.
Right.
You know, so here's the catch. You know, we don't currently have budget to do that in this fiscal year. I have a little bit of money, we could do the electric.
Okay.
I don't have the money to buy the ice and water machine. I don't have the money for the roll downs. I don't have the money for the plumbing. Should I wait and do that in September, the 1st of October, so we can put it in next year's physical budget? Or are you okay with us going a little bit over budget to get the project completed this summer?
How much over, roughly?
Probably looking at about between $15,000 and $20,000 when it's all said and done.
I think we get it right.
I'd like to get it done.
How much, it wouldn't really disrupt play or anything.
No.
No.
I mean, I was just thinking, would it be good to do it while we're closed? I mean, if you could even get it done, I mean, I guess that's 3 weeks, well, that's over a month away.
Yeah.
Well, let's at least get it done before season starts, when the rates go back up, so.
Yeah, well, I'd
Yeah,
like.
for sure, I mean,
Yeah.
for sure before season.
Yeah, I just want to make you aware that if we go forward with the project, that that's going to take us over, a little bit over budget in our building maintenance line item.
Okay, Jeff, why don't you get the prices, see when this can all be delivered, when it can be done, bring it to the next meeting, and I would like to just go ahead and do it.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and have the electric done now
Yes.
because it's within budget.
Uh-huh.
And then we'll have the other items and we'll know exactly.
Itemized, and then we can do it, so we can approve that at the next meeting.
You got it.
Jeff, can you just add the plumbing piece in there? Because like, with the condensation from that machine, make sure that they're running off.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we don't need stains, and, I mean, we're gonna make,
Mold.
we're gonna make it look good, and those bathrooms will get an upgrade when we regrass. I just wanna make sure the infrastructure's there.
Yes, sir.
So, thank you.
Okay. And Jeff, also look into the lights that, the motion lights in the bathrooms. I don't want them on all the time or a switch.
Yeah,
You know, when
Open
somebody,
the door.
there's like a little thing on the, yeah.
yeah, if you could look into that to see price-wise what that would be.
I will do that.
Thank you.
One other thing, speaking of regrassing, the process has started as far as getting set and what, with the architect. You guys gave me approval to give Gordy phase 1. Mike Mondovin will be coming out while John's closed on Mondays for the month of May to do the greens, the overall square footage and any changes we want to make, and we'll have a look at that probably in the June meeting. Hopefully I'll have something you guys can see, and then whatever changes we want to make in the structural look of the greens, we can meet with Gordy. You can have Gordy come to the meeting, and we can talk about that and go through them that way. I know there's, in my preliminary, just off the hip discussion with Mike was, we'd like to get a few of the pins to be a little bit more flat. There's a couple of areas of the greens that are almost unusable. I would like to see the greens be 100% usable as far as pins, because I know that would make John's job a lot easier. And then using that same thought, John has talked to me about taking the greens at least for the next couple of years before the regrass and making them into quadrants. 1, 2, 3, front, back.
Front, middle, back.
Front, middle, back. And set our GPS is at 150 from the center. And so the yardage on the GPS wouldn't be exact to the pin. It would be 150 to the center from where you're at on the, in the fairway.
That's on the GPS, but if you have your gun, you can shoot
You
it.
can do it.
That's what I was gonna say, like, all the flags John buys are the prism flags. And, you're able to use the guns to shoot directly to the flag. That would allow John a lot more spaces and better wear patterns for those greens. I highly recommend that going forward, until we get to the regrass, and then we get to the regrass, maybe we could go back to the system we have now or something similar, but I think for the next couple of years, we would be best served by the GPS set at, the center of the green, and then the distance you could shoot with your own devices to get exact.
One of the reasons for that is that during season when our heaviest play, the way we have it set up now, we have 10 pin locations, right? Well, let's say you get to pin location number 5. Well, number 5 hasn't healed from the previous week, so you got to try to find a good spot. Well, because you're on this pace, you're 10 off the back, let's say 5 off the right. Well, with front, middle, back, I'm in that quadrant. It's not good here. I can shift over 10 feet and I'm still in the front, right? It's anywhere in that area. I may be able to go from the right side of the green to the left side of the green and put the flag over here. And it just gives us it's better wear protection for the green.
Okay. Jeff, I just have a question, and I've played with a couple people that have said this yardage isn't correct, because the GPS will say it's, 92 yards, and they'll shoot it, and it'll be 101. Like, that makes a difference. Doesn't for me, but whatever. Some people it does. Do you think with us going that way, we should just somehow let people know that the GPS is center of the green?
Yeah, well, when we do switch over, it'll say center of the green.
Okay, I just want to be aware, because
So
some
let the
people have
golfer know,
gotten...
hey, it's the
Yes,
center of the
okay.
green.
Rather than know that than assume that the yardage is right. So
Correct.
I prefer that myself. I shoot it too and it's off. So
Yeah,
I know what they're talking about.
I've never noticed it being off, except.
Maybe you're off.
What difference does it make?
No, but if it's set to meters,
and,
That would be.
That's disturbing, yes,
Yes.
that's happened before.
because, I've been in the car before, I was like, that just doesn't seem right. And then I saw it, and it
It's
was actually
meters.
set on meters and not.
So,
Yeah, these new guns also add slope,
yeah,
which increases length. They take it off, so
okay. All right, so that's, just as long as we let the golfers know it's to the center of the green, that's all
I just want to make you guys aware of it, because, I could easily do that, but then you get somebody calling to you, hey, why did they change the GPSs? And you don't know anything about it. I just want to make you guys aware of it.
Okay.
You might be able to also put a placard somewhere in the cart that says this green measures 30 yards front to back, so center green
Well,
is X.
What we're going to want to make is a placard that has the shape of the greens,
Right.
and it says 1, 2, 3, what today's a 2, today's a 3, today's a 1.
You can do the general math, plus or minus 10 or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
when we read through the course, can we do yardages on sprinkler heads?
I don't see why not.
Because people
They're
forget their
just
guns like
caps
that.
with, you gotta go out and shoot them, but there's just caps with numbers. You write
Yeah.
down whatever number it is, and
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
They were there at one time.
it'll be
Long time ago.
center green.
Irrigation's been there a while.
Long time.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they tend not to last. I mean, they just
Right.
wear out, and you gotta have those tags.
Yeah.
And if you get into a pinch, you're gonna replace the sprinkler head with whatever you got, the right one, might not be the right yardage, or none at all, for that matter.
Okay,
I forgot to say something on,
sorry,
My
your time's
turn.
up. I'm only kidding, go
it's
ahead.
about I have 2 palm trims scheduled, one for the common grounds and hardwoods in the fall, and for May, I have a golf course palm trimming. The only reason I scheduled it is just to have it with them. I know we haven't done it in a while. I'm just wanted to get your thoughts on one, the golf course this May, but 2, we didn't do the common grounds last year, remember? We talked about the hurricane trimming.
Right.
I'm wondering if we should do that once a year, at least once a year, with the palms in the community, instead of not trimming them at all. We're eventually going to be going through and ripping them all out anyway, and replacing them with new ones here soon. I think once we get that back berm done, that's our goal, right, is to kind of start working our way
Start
into
down the main
community.
road, yes. Your opinion, do the trees on the golf course need to be trimmed? Your opinion?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I have a lady on 3, she said, hey, I'm getting married. And she hasn't been very nice, we've had some issues, but she said, I'm getting married, this looks like crap, I didn't know if I was gonna buy a house on the golf course, it was gonna look, these trees are hideous. Can you have somebody come out here and properly trim them so I can take pictures in my backyard? And, so I just put this in my mind, like, I don't know,
I'd like the cypress trees trimmed at the end of my lake.
yeah.
Okay.
So just Washingtonians?
Yeah, just getting cabbage and the Washingtonians and the cabbage palms. Yeah. Which are all self-pruning trees, we talked about this.
And we went through all that with the self-pruning.
I just put them on the docket just because I didn't want it to lock in a date in case we wanted to do it, but I could call them, hey, we're good on this,
I
just come
think
in
we're good on
October,
that.
we'll do the community, you know?
Excuse me, yes, John?
We're going to be redoing the electric on the monument, the Stony Brook sign, and if there could be some trimming done there as well, would be greatly appreciated, including some of the stuff that's right behind the sign itself, because there's going to be lights in it, but all the lights are getting redone.
When, do you know when that is?
Soon.
Like weeks?
Yeah. It's a matter of just getting the contractor back in and out of the shop. We got about-
So the lights are finally going to work on that monument,
Yeah.
hopefully?
Yeah.
Nice. You know, we went through this with the palm trees before, that the self-pruning palm trees really should not be trimmed. So I would say let's just put it off unless it's something critical that's going to affect somebody, like we'll work with the HOA on that.
Okay, and then, I mean, we can cross, you know, we're not, it's October, so we got plenty of time.
Right.
But then there's the community, because that's when we do the hardwoods to keep our height requirement for the fire
Right.
department. And then would that be a time? I think we cross that bridge when we get to, because by that time, we're probably in the community now.
Yes.
Cranking along with landscaping.
Okay, and I think that's a good idea.
Right on 3, right when you come off, you know how the car path comes off and then it hangs a hard left, and then it goes down the right and left side? Well, as it makes that hard left, and then it goes back up right there in the corner, kind of by like Lou, where Lou's house is, but
Yeah.
maybe like 3 or 4 houses down, right on the corner of that lake.
On the pond side, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what trees are.
I'll go take a
I-
look
It's
at
hard
it.
to imagine, but when you got it, like, okay,
Yeah, there's Washingtonians, right?
there's a couple Washington.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll put that off till October.
When was the last time we did the course? Seems like it's been a while.
It's been a couple of years.
A couple to a few years.
Yeah. I think when we did that, we're kind of like, let's just take, as we're doing,
Yeah.
discuss and
Yeah, take it from there.
As needed basis, right?
Okay.
I mean, it looks, when they're trimmed, it looks really good. I mean, it's just, yeah.
And it's nice too, because for about 3 months, we don't have any debris, you know, we don't have a lot less debris to pick up.
Yeah.
But,
John, what's the price?
golf course is like 16,000 and, common ground's about the same price, like a little under, like 15.5 if I, yeah.
Well,
I say we put it off till October.
But two different budgets too, one's
Yeah.
obviously common grounds, one's golf.
well, we'll probably be discussing it more this summer.
Yes,
Because
that's
we're building a budget.
That's what I'm thinking, but
Building a
I'll hold
budget.
off on the May one, because the
Yes.
golf course, I'll just tell them we're not gonna do it.
Wouldn't we rather clean it before hurricane season than after?
I don't, I'm just thinking, just let it go until then.
Especially those that may be removed.
Yeah.
By the hurricane.
I mean, I am
Or the
asking-
landscaping.
Project.
I did just come and ask for money
Well,
for,
we could compromise,
Or
that's
was it stuff from the golf course?
$16,000 in the
And
budget that we
landscape
can put towards the bathroom
That's right.
and get the bathroom done.
that's what I was thinking, but,
Well, that's kind of where I'm coming from. And if John's saying that they're not that bad, Let's-
but to Phil's point, I mean, if those trees dump a ton of debris out of them, I mean, that could be, I don't know, it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other, you know what I mean?
I would say wait. That's my opinion. Okay?
Noted.
Thank you.
I don't have anything else. You know, I see one of my staff members there in the front row, and I would like to say to everybody here that my staff this season did a great job. They worked their butts off. It's not always easy. You deal with, you know, lots of great people. We have lots of great residents and outside folks that play golf here, and they become, you know, part of our culture and our brand. And the staff did a great job with them, and I always get positive reviews for them, you know, 99% of the time from about staff, so thank you so much.
The staff has done, it's been a really productive season. Thank you.
And one more thing, and I'll shut up. Adam has worked with us, and we are getting all of the residents in our database to make sure that every resident gets a discount, and when they say their name, they can come. We also installed cameras, like actual picture cameras, at the where you check in at. So if you're a resident, and we will put your name in there, if you don't mind, we will take your picture as well to make sure you're that resident when you come. Because actually, we've had a couple people try to say they were residents, and they weren't. Or people who have said that they residents who haven't lived here in over a year. And unfortunately, we don't know exactly. So Adam has helped a lot with getting us a list. We're getting it installed, and we'll have everybody in the database to make sure that the residents are always treated with the utmost respect. Thank
Jeff
you.
wanted you to know that so that when you're going to have your picture taken, you can be ready.
Yeah, Tony and Steve have been phenomenal. I'm actually going back down there again today, but what we've seen, and like, Jeff has tried to increase the revenue and he's raised the rates, but what we're seeing is an increased play in the number of residents that are playing. So over the last 12 months, 25% of the rounds are resident rounds. We're seeing an increase in the number of groups, league play, and, when over 55 to 60% of your play is at a discounted rate, it's hard for him to get the additional revenue he was hoping on. So we're just trying to put some framework around some of that stuff. But yeah,
And
that's been great.
Right, and there are people that come in and say, there's 4 residents, we'll bring them in, and so we know that they're all residents, so, things like that. Jeff, one thing that I'd like to, I'm sorry.
go ahead. I can wait.
This is another issue, if you're talking about residents.
No.
Okay.
it's not.
Jeff and I met with Joe Webb and Eric and Chris at Duffy's about the concession stand. We did see Eric and Chris the night of the guitars, who was at Reed?
Ross Mead.
Right, okay, when he was there. And Duffy's is very close to working with us to take over the concessions. So there's still some things that we have to go through, and Tony, when they come to us, but they're very interested in doing that. And one of the things that we discussed in our meeting was, let's do this on like a 5-year trial period, because if it doesn't work, we don't want them committed and not to be able to do a concession should we need to down the road. But, they're making plans, and they're very, very positive towards doing that. So there may be a point when they will be taking that over, which will be good, and that means, Okay, have you heard any more from them, Jeff?
I have not.
Okay.
On that same breath, May 3rd, it's a Friday night, Clive Live will be playing the patio.
Oh, good.
I don't know much about Clive Live. He comes highly recommended from Allison, the bar manager at Duffy's, and a couple other people. Nice guy, and I booked him in for that Friday.
Great.
So,
We've had some good,
6 to 9.
6 to 9.
And it's cheap.
Yeah, he's very cheap.
We should also let Eric and Joe Webb and Chris know, so that, because Eric came to the last one and was impressed with the amount of people we had, and they did a good job.
Yeah. Ross was really good until he had too many cocktails.
Yeah. Yeah, we have to cut that out.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's all I have to say. Jeff, I know you did get that one email about the rates. I don't really need to discuss it fully, but everybody wants something for nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I need to say. Okay.
I think our rates are more than competitive. Actually, based on what I'm seeing, we could probably increase them a little bit.
Well, that's what,
Eastwood and Fort Myers Country Club are getting 85 right now.
Yeah, we're topping in at 90, so
Yeah.
we can maybe go up a little higher.
I'm just saying,
oh, yeah.
from what's being published out there.
Before I get off the stage here, and I know that when we close, when we have 9 holes open, I was going to offer like a a little less expensive rate, you can play 9 holes twice.
Right.
I was thinking something along the lines of 40-35 for the general public and 35-30 for the residents. You guys okay with that? I mean, it'll only be for a couple weeks.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, they're not getting the full course here, they just get to do it
What's
twice.
the 9-hole rate gonna be?
35,
That's where it is now.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, you got 9 holes, you play 9 holes twice, you know.
I know they did that, the 9 holes when they were doing the grass years ago. I don't remember.
Yeah,
what
it was, decades ago, a decade ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it's for a couple weeks, and then, yeah, we're not gonna be that busy, because, you know, people have a lot more choices in the summer.
Right.
With PGA Pass and go out and play, so, you know, we'll have a couple weeks of lull, but I'd still like to be able to get
Some money in. Oh, absolutely.
something coming through the door.
Okay. And it's good that it's only a couple weeks and not originally the 8 to 10 weeks that we
Yeah,
had thought. So that's great. Okay.
and that's it.
That's it?
Actually, I wanted to digress back
Okay.
but, I mean, if we're not going to do the trimming, which is roughly 16,000 in the budget, that frees up money for you to finish the bathrooms. So why don't we finish the bathrooms on this fiscal budget? We can budget and take a look at doing the trimming maybe in the fall, so it looks good for season.
Okay.
Agreed.
I mean, you're not wanting to do the bathrooms right now because of budgetary reasons. We've just taken 16,000 out of the budget, which we could apply to that project, rather than doing both of them next year, potentially.
I agree.
Okay.
So at least we get one of these projects done, you can move forward. At least that's my opinion. Whatever
I
you guys
agree with
think.
that completely.
Are you good with that?
Are you good with that?
Yeah.
John, I just want to make sure that the golf course is maintained around the perimeters year-round. And so we don't have, like we had last summer, well, the edges were tall. So whatever we decide, moving budget around, I want to make sure that that stays maintained.
That's what I'm saying, is
Yeah.
technically, we could still do that trimming this year.
Right.
And we can do it in the fall.
Well,
Where
that's
it'll look
talking
really
about
good
the
for
trees.
season and, okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about the edges of the course.
Oh, yeah.
Around the ponds and tee boxes.
I think that was when we hired more people, yeah.
Yes.
That's planned anyway.
Good.
Okay. All right, I agree.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
Get going.
Go for it. Thank you.
And I want to make a comment about the golf course itself. I don't know if you guys play golf, but I went out and played Sunday. It's been months since I've played. I've played a competitor's golf course about a month ago. Our course is better, so, and they're way more expensive to play than we are. So, John, kudos for having the course in great condition. It wasn't the best off-season growing, so you might see some brown spots out there, but that's actually a good thing for golf. It helps the ball roll a little more. And that's just because of lack of rain. So every golf course has a little brown to it right now, so if you have any concerns about that, that's just what's going on, right, John?
Yes, sir, it's hot.
So, but the greens are beautiful, best I've seen them ever, so. great.
John, your staff has done a great job. Thank you very much. Okay. Number 4, authorizing the loan for the,
Yes.
yes.
You're up.
This is it. We have got this thing teed up for you for the $550,000 loan from Synovus to assist in the purchase of the replacement, removal and replacement of all the golf course bridges. What you have in here is the authorizing resolution. You also have the loan agreement and a few other documents that are required to be a part of your approval. We have the final set of documents here, 4 copies that will be signed for the following meeting. I think we were closing a $30 million bond, but
Right.
so I would ask if anybody had any questions or comments on the form of the note, the loan agreement, the resolution. Fairly similar to what you've seen in the past. We just retired in 2019, which looks very similar.
Yes.
Also, thanks to them. And just for the record, for the benefit of the public, we are borrowing at 4.49%.
That's a good rate.
And reimbursements have been authorized, as you'll recall, we had to come out of pocket for deposits.
Yes.
It's scheduled. Those have been authorized as a part of the documents as well, to reimburse ourselves.
Okay,
220 has been paid, 330 still due.
okay. And our first principal payment is
May of 2020.
25,
Insures up April of 2029.
29.
It's a once-a-year principal payment, and then two interest payments, 50% on the May date as well, and the other 50% on the November one. So your
Okay.
first interest payment will come due this November.
It's coming November, and there is no prepayment penalty.
There's no prepayment penalty. It's
Okay. I read through some, it's, can put you to sleep sometimes. But having been in banking, I know, I can put you to sleep. Anyway, I'd like to make a motion to accept this resolution,
2024 initials.
yes. Seconded by Adam?
Hey Chuck, is there an amount we're paying every year?
Yes,
Do you know what the amount is?
I will get you the amortization schedule.
All right.
Yeah.
It'll
Okay.
be about 125.
I'll get you the exact numbers in the form of amortization, because we will include it in your budget.
Total pay will be about 625.
Okay. Any comments from anyone?
Just for clarity, this is for the golf course, it has nothing to do with the community.
Yeah, the residents aren't paying for this.
Golf course.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I looked at, I guess, our current catch position, and we're at like 940. I think we could afford to do this. The problem that I've seen is the previous 3 years, we cash burn between 8:30 and 9:10 during the summer months. I think we would be cutting ourselves pretty close if we did not get this loan, so.
Right.
I think it's a smart play, and if we can pay it off early without a penalty,
Gets us over the hump.
yeah.
Yeah. At a pretty good interest rate.
Oh, yeah.
For the current one.
Oh, absolutely.
Someone went in the water off the bridge.
So,
Yeah.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. You're welcome. Okay, the next is the discussion on the gutters, the roads. Mark?
Hi, everybody, good morning. Okay, so I talked with Alex DeMarco.
Mark, do you want to just go up to the microphone so you can, so when the people at home are watching it, they can see you?
Okay, Mark Zordan with Johnson Engineering, good morning. I've talked with Alex DeMarco of Southern Striping, Collier Paving. They're coming in, the concrete repairs were completed last week. The sodding will begin tomorrow, and he's anticipating that the pavement repairs, the asphalt will be done on Friday.
Okay,
So the one outstanding issue is that
pump house.
FPL Comcast box.
Yep.
We're trying to get through that, and it's been very difficult working with FPL to get answers.
Mark, did you fix that one on the walkway that I had?
Yes.
Thank you,
Yep.
okay.
Yes, they did.
There was a couple of issues brought up about, that weren't on the punch list, about the 1-foot ledge in a couple of areas. And the contractor, Alex, said they would take care of that.
So I brought that up because I was just wondering, I mean, does that just naturally settle? Does it have to be sloped? You know? Because looking at it, even if you slope it, it's going to impede onto the actual pathway.
Almost needs to be shaved down, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they're just going to shave that sharp, that vertical edge down.
So
So they're just sloping a little bit.
Yeah, there's not really a whole lot because it's so steep.
Right, and
that you-
and some of those areas got irrigation pipes. You can see the pipes.
Yeah, that's the other problem, and the
Right.
tree roots.
Right.
The tree roots are another big concern in a couple of those areas that I looked at. All right, so that's what's going to happen with the paving, and then we anticipate within a week to 2 weeks doing the final inspection. And then if you want, when we talk about the engineer's report, the contractor said he's willing to keep the contract open, honor the prices for the valley, whatever we decide with the valley gutter repairs and the now 3 drainage issues that we're going to talk about.
Okay,
So I've had that discussion with them.
okay, so we're going to leave that open, okay. So are we going to talk about the drainage?
Do you want now, or do you want to wait until your agenda?
Is it on the agenda?
No, well, just under, I was going to talk about it on the engineer's report, but...
Oh, okay, yeah, we can do that with the engineer's report.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, the update on Heritage Golf Group, yes, I did speak with Jody. He would like to come to do his presentation to us, which I said, fine. I did tell him that, we had loans, we had bonds. He is very interesting. He said he will guarantee, he said, the value of your homes will go up 20%. I said, are you going to guarantee that? He said, well, that's been how it's gone. I'm like, okay, but interest rates are going up, and, I said, I can't, in good faith, present this to the community and say, you're going to go up 20%. Having been in banking and knowing how the market goes, is it a possibility? Yes. And we talked about other things about the golf course. I did bring to his attention that we currently own the property up front, and the golf course pays rent to the CDD. And I need to maintain that it's going to be reasonable in the future. Wasn't really committing to that one way or another. So we need to have them come to a meeting to discuss what their plans are or what they think could work here. He was, my opinion, very evasive on a few questions that I asked. My one question was, the money raised here at Stony Brook will stay at Stony Brook? Very evasive with that. And I wasn't comfortable with that. So,
Money raised.
our revenues, will they all just stay here, or are they going to help other courses? Which I know
Oh,
have...
I got you.
Okay, so